Well, I wasn't necessarily going to make a video of this, but I thought, why not? Got a little 2002 Honda Civic here. This little thing, she's got 350,000 kilometers on it. You know, it's got some rust. It's a little bit beat up, as old Civics get. Still keeps on kicking though. It does run a little rough. So I think I'm going to have a peek at the spark plugs there and see how they're looking, and got some plugs to throw in it, and hopefully that'll kind of clean things up. And then the plan is to sell it off, and you know, hopefully we'll make a little bit of a profit off it. So let's go ahead and change those spark plugs. It's not a hard job.
Broken roads, desert dust bowl sun, where the bill man will call you almost every week. Which bills to pay today, what's left in the fridge to eat, where stars frame the night.
All right, admittedly, I've never done this job before, but I mean, I think we can handle it. It's pretty self-explanatory, really, isn't it? Those are 10 millimeter. Pop this guy out, pop this off. Quite a lot of oil there. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Alrighty. Quite a lot of oil in there. I'm wondering, maybe that's our problem. These guys are like swimming in oil. I'm going to suck that out of there, because otherwise it's going to go straight into the cylinders. It's a little better. Well, if I were a betting man, I might suspect we've got a misfire caused by all this oil. So I'm going to find out if I can get just some seals. Do I need to pull the valve cover off to replace them, so on and so forth. Do a little bit of education, and then we'll take it from there. Overall though, it looks like it's going to be pretty simple. I mean, it's a Honda. They're pretty easy to work on. So I'll catch up with you soon. So it's exactly as I suspected. There are indeed seals right in here, and you can kind of see they're even starting to pop out. So I've got some on order. We do have to pull the valve cover off, unfortunately, to change them. So I also have a valve cover gasket coming. It's not going to be here till tomorrow. So I think since I have a little bit of time, I'm going to go ahead and just pull this cover off. And that way, when the parts come, I'm, you know, that much closer. Well, most of this job centers around getting this harness out of the way. We really don't need much but a 10 millimeter for all of this, which is, you know, pretty nice. We're just going to disconnect down here. Are you able to see that? No. There's a connector down here that we're going to undo. It's temp sensor. Yep. And then, like I said, it's almost all 10 mil. So use that as a tray. So we'll remove the cruise control cable. Pop that off and move it back out of the way here. And then this guy's got 2 bolts here. One. Two. Looks like we got to get this hose out of the way here to get that off. There we go. Good. I'm going to loosen this off down here. Just to give ourselves a bit more room to play with. We can work the harness out here too. So that gets that harness nicely out of the way. Tuck it there. There we go. Good. There we go. Okay. Good. Now we just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts. I got new washers coming with it too. Now, just gonna use the screwdriver here down at the bottom corner, get underneath and just give it a little pry. And that should break the seal, and this should just hopefully aha, there's another bolt down there. Couldn't see it, there was a leaf over it. There we go. Woohoo! Well, this seems like a mighty fine time to change out those spark plugs. Actually, the plug doesn't look too bad. But we're gonna change them out anyway. They were cheap and we have them. Let's just do it and then we're done. There's the new boy, NGK ZFR 6F GPs. just wipe down the gasket area and then cover it up with a rag. And until I get my parts tomorrow, this is how she's gonna stay. One last thing, we gotta pop out these seals. Yep, there we go. That's the way to do it. 2, 3, 4. These were not doing their job at all. All right, well, parts came in, so let's get after it. There's our new seals, and I'm thinking the easiest way to get those in is with a socket of about the right size, and I think this big heavy weighted socket's going to work really nice. This is for Honda V6s, so you know it's already for the right make, so I mean it should just work fine, right? Where did I, there it is. Yeah, it's working beautifully. Just tap them in till they're nice and flush. That was easy. You can just about press these in by hand almost all the way. All right, 2. Beautiful. Side. There we go. Just using this because it's in a small bottle. It's just a bit of SAE 30 oil. Just a little bit on there, except for in the corners here, where we're gonna put a little bit of sealant. You can buy actual special Honda sealant, but I'm just gonna use some probably Right Stuff. That's kind of generally my go-to for most things because it's never wrong. I've always liked it. I'm not entirely sure why I decided to change these seals, but I got new ones for the kit, so basically just hammer them out of there. And then get a little bit of hello tiny spider. A little bit of that oil. That on there. Get that. And just tap it through. Do that for all of them. Down at the corners here, corresponding to the corners on the valve covers, put a little bit of sealant, just a little dab, doesn't need to be a ton. And I guess we'll just wiggle this in. Hopefully it won't fight too much. Something like that. Just want to make sure that those spark plug seals are sitting around the tube as we drop it on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh yeah. 2 long bolts at the back. Three short ones at the front. And these get torqued to a whopping 84 inch-pounds. I mean, these bolts have a shoulder on them, so as long as they're tightened up into the head, well, that's what you get. Deep stick in. Okay. There. I didn't take any video of this thing when it was pulling in, but it was really running rough. Like the hood was shaking. It was just pop, pop. It was nasty. Like you could tell right away there was something wrong. There is some coolant consumption Ollie just told me about today, so we'll delve a little bit into that, but I mean, we only want to go so far because ultimately the idea is to move this car along. Somebody who's going to be well aware that it is what it is. Alrighty. Not the cloud I thought we'd get. Not exactly sewing the machine smooth, but it's not bad. It's a lot better than it was. It's so much better than it was. When he brought it in, that hood was just shaking. And well, yeah, that's a lot better. Cool. I ran this for, what, 2-3 minutes? And already there's quite a lot of pressure in the cooling system. So I'm kind of thinking head gasket. Got the cap off. Could get messy, maybe. Hopefully not. Bubbles. And it's overflowing. Not going to go any further with that. I'll put the cap back on and we'll just sell it as such. Them's the brakes.
She's like, this is a fun game I've never played before. Falling leaves are new for her because she hasn't went through it before.
Oh yeah.
Good job.